Swagger. There we go. I thought I was live. Are, Gold Razor, are you still around? I was I was going on like I was still streaming. Well, anyway, I've turned on the propane heat. It's starting to get warm here now. Propane, that the electric heat, piece of crap. So, Gold Razor, if you come back in, please say something. The propane heat is working so much better. I got the fan blowing on propane. I can't sit down because I have the wood stacked on the chair. The chair where I can put the wood. Of sobering up, guys. What I'm charging the phone up with. Oh, it's getting better in here. Now that I turned on the propane. The propane is warming things up finally. Something to be said about fossil fuels. The fossil fuels are warming this shed a lot faster. There we go. Now, hang on. There we go. All right, the fossil fuel stove is warming the shed much faster than the electric. And I have two heaters going on the electric. Thank you. Terrible how that electric is heating. I decided to go live tonight because I don't get a whole lot of opportunities to do this. And I got off early tonight. So let's say go live. And I did not see Michelle from the Pro Life Warrior. Best person I know in this world. She wasn't live. So I figured she probably went live earlier while I was working and has gone off since I got off work. Unfortunately, our schedules are not the same. She's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast, and I just got off work at 11:30, and it is now 2 a.m. So I'm going to have to get off of here to go in the house, take a shower, and hit the rack. But I wanted to get this warm first. Because my batteries, I'm going to change the camera. I'm trying to get it warm in here because of the battery. Where are you? Settings. Come on. New settings. Okay. I'm not getting the settings. I'm clicking on it, but it's not giving it to me. Crazy. Hugger. I have no idea why it's doing this. Oh, there we go. Family. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. See that? Those batteries right there. That's the inverter down at the bottom. Down here is the solar charge controller. Well, it's nighttime, so that thing's off. But that is powering this shed with those batteries. And those batteries are now, I don't know if you can see it, 12.9 volts, which is kind of low. This heater are plugged into the house. All right, not exactly the house. The solar charge control, the solar generator is in the house. That's what these guys are plugged in. Now, come on. Right, disconnect. This is my remote. It's telling me right now I have 6 hours on what's on the charge controller, the solar charger, and I have 77%. It is charging right here. That generator at 776 watts, or 775, and it's also charging in the shed at 770 watts. It's not an ideal situation, but that's what I got right now. Fan low on that propane heater. He heats this room. Now, the propane is working really well. It's starting to warm up in here. There we go. It is warming up in here very well. No buzz, but I'm learning. I have this isopropyl. Actually, it's not isopropyl, it's denatured up. Basically, it's paint thin. One of the projects I'm going to be working on in the future is a heater using that as a fuel. I've seen a lot of videos on using sand as a heater. A lot of people are using candles. 6-hour candles or uh, what's it called? Crisco. You stick a wick in the Crisco. You use alcohol, denatured alcohol, what I just showed you. Various ways of warming the sand. You put a metal container with sand in. One of the most popular options is put these 12-volt heaters inside it. Run them all in parallel. So you're running all of them on 12 volts. Sorry about the shake. Yeah, it's cold. And it works really well, but you have to have a power source for that. It runs 12 volts. Or you can use other sources like denatured alcohol, wood pellets. For alcohol, if you get, it's late at night. If you're going to use it indoors, you would want to use denatured alcohol over the other alcohol because they smoke. Denatured does not, but it does have fumes, and those fumes are less dangerous than the other forms of alcohol. Another safe form of heat, that guy right there, that is propane. Now, that heater will heat your house very well. As an example, this shed or pallet studio, I've been running electric heat and it hasn't warmed it. I started that thing. It's finally warming the shed or the pallet studio. I don't have, sorry, insulation. It's late at night. I don't have insulation over here yet. I have it here and all the way down to the front of the shed. But I don't have it on the other side, so it's a work in progress. But if I'm going to do live streams in here, I'm using that. That's a Buddy heater. That thing, I am not as cold as I was about 20 minutes ago. You can see. About that, I dropped the phone. Okay. Okay. That. Do not buy those. They are garbage. But that's what I've got. And I'm using the propane. Do a hell of it heating. So I'm trying to use electric. Electric's a hell of a lot cheaper, but it does not heat as well as fossil fuel. And look at the cars, the electric cars. The energy that they produce for the electric cars is fossil fuel. So the technology is not here yet to cover all this electric stuff. We don't have it. And In fact, I learned a little bit about from two bit Da Vinci. Check him out. Good stuff. Um, he did a video that I saw today. I'm not sure when he made the video, but the video showed the war again between gas and electric for stove. Gas stoves are very popular. I like the idea of using free gas, natural gas. Um, in China, up in the highlands of China, they have people living off grid because it's very hard to get uh, grid power where they're at. So they have pigs off just off of their kitchen producing methane, aka natural gas, and they use that to use to cook all their food. Not necessarily heat their home, but cook the food. They don't have any bills for cooking. Maybe for electricity, they're probably using wood to heat their home, and the gas that they collect from the pigs to heat their stove. So there is that option of using methane or natural gas to heat the stove. You know, there they came out with some studies to say that natural gas, using it for uh, cooking, causes problems with people with asthma or allergies. Okay, the studies, as far as I know, are legit. Um, I'm still learning on the process, but the the video that I saw on 2-bit Da Vinci showed that natural gas versus the coil electric or the um, glass top stoves versus the induction. Induction is the most efficient, but right now, natural gas is a hell of a lot cheaper. So you have to decide on your own. If you have family members that have asthma or other respiratory illnesses, you may not want to use natural gas. But if you don't, natural gas is a very cheap alternative. Even though natural gas heat um, heats your food with a lot of waste, it's still a hell of a lot cheaper than anything else. You got to decide for yourself which one you want to use. I don't have the option of running natural gas in my house, so induction sounds the best. Otherwise, I have to spend a hell of a lot of money to run natural gas now and buy a natural gas stove. Now, natural gas is a very good option if you're using it for a hot water heater or to heat your home. But If you don't have it, it's not a good idea to get it to cook your food. It's not that efficient. Um, from what I've seen so far, especially on 2-bit DaVinci, that 2-bit DaVinci is but possibly might have slurred that. Um, he pointed out that if you have gas hooked up already, use it. It's cheaper. But if you don't, it's going to be expensive to hook it up. And if you have the ability to run 240 to your stove, go with induction or a glass top stove. Right now, I have a glass top stove. I have been looking into using induction. I have 2 induction cooktops. I prefer to use those over my electric stove. They heat things quickly, twice as fast as my electric stove, and they don't stay hot as long as the electric stove. One thing, I can use the induction cooktop to make something that has a requirement of cooking over a certain amount of time at a certain temperature, and then I set the timer on it. And once that timer goes off, it shuts the heat off. But you have to have a pan that works with it. That's another downside to induction. If you have a regular glass top cooktop, you can use any cookware. Now, another advantage to induction is if you're using cast iron, it works. Anything that has a steel base, um, other than stainless, the stainless does not duct, can be used on a induction cooktop. So for a lot of people, they have to ditch all their aluminum cookware and buy induction cookware. It has a foil. Another advantage to the induction cookware that I've seen and experienced is when I shut it off, it immediately cools. Now, the surface where it was cooking is still hot, but it cools very quickly. And once, say you're cooking something and it says to um, like you're cooking chicken, for example, and you want to cook the outside of the chicken. Not sure right now what that's called, but once that is cooked, you can turn it tells you turn it down to medium low or medium high. You hit the button and it immediately goes there. It doesn't take a hell of a long time to get there. It immediately goes. That is the one thing I love about induction. How quickly it adjusts. If you have something to cook a certain amount of time, you set the timer and it shuts off and immediately cools. There's no heat loss around the outside of the pan as you have with gas or a glass top. So, or the coil. Remember the coil? I had that at a rental. Hated it. Took so long to cool. And it was messy. I had to buy new shields to put underneath it. Well, glass top held up clean. And induction has a glass top. So it's like an improvement on a glass top stove. You know, has a coil inside. So there's a lot of advantages to induction if you don't have gas. But if you have gas to cook with, stay with gas. It's a hell of a lot cheaper, unless you have uh, problems with respiratory illness. Then you might want. Other than that, gas is fine. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than running an induction. It's about half the price of induction. And induction, well, actually, you might say it's more. It's a half the price of a glass top electric stove. Induction costs more than electric stove. Glass stove. But I have seen some of these induction stoves have a surface. Wherever you put the pan, that's where it heats. So there's a lot of advantages to using an induction stove. But if it's not, do some research and find out if it's free. It is nice and toasty. It's 50. It feels toasty. I don't know if you made it back, Gold Razor, but I'm here. Um, if you are not here right now and you watch the video, please, we need to find out a way to notify members of this channel when I'm live. Okay? That way, nobody misses out. That heater. Oh, it's fine. But I have to go in now. So I need to turn off the heat and shut down the video. That's one off. That's another one. There we go. That's two of the heaters off. That's the electric one, which are not efficient. By far, the propane is more efficient than the electric heater. Now, I do have an electric heater in the house that I use to warm up a room really quickly. It's a ceramic heater that when it warms the room, it uses infrared. You can touch the grill and it's not hot, but it's pumping out heat. And I use that in the morning when I'm trying to warm up this small area versus the whole house. But I need to sign off now. And Gold Razor, I hope if you manage to come back seeing the rest of the video. And I will try to be on a lot more Saturday at around 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm not sure what to name, what to say the time for everybody else, but 4 to 10, 4 to 6 Pacific time is when I like to do my video. Friday is not good because I get off at 1:30 a.m. Because I do overtime. Tonight I didn't have to do the overtime because we ran out of product to put together, which allowed me to. And I know I started off the video with a buzz. That was planned. I find it helps me sleep, so I had a little bit to drink. And I'm just starting to help this. I've been doing this schedule for about a month and still struggling to get sleep at decent time. And drinking a little bit does that. So I'm very tired right now. It doesn't work for everybody, but it helps for me. I like it. But well, anyway, I'm going to end this stream right now. Hopefully, people learn something from this, and please leave comments. I like to respond to the comments if I can. It helps me to learn stuff if you give me information that I can use to further my knowledge. And I will try to share as much as I can. I'm not as buzzed as I was about an hour ago. So, I've worn off a little bit. So, good night, everybody, and I hope to see you guys on Saturday and Sunday about the same time, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Please plan to come. We talk about a variety of subjects, mostly prepping, but we will talk politics because politics has a problem. It has something to do with prepping. So there's all those options. I have a lot of prepping ideas, and I would love to hear more prepping ideas. One thing, I bought a lot of food from Fort Patriots. I do not recommend Fort Patriots because a lot of their food, I do like. You might like it, but I don't really care for it. And a lot of their energy products and the water uh, filtration stuff is not up to a good standard. Check it out yourself. But I prefer My Patriot Supply. They do not, as of this time, they do not have a large scale solar generator at My Patriot Supply. But Fort Patriots just updated. Check it out. I don't know a whole lot about it right now, but check out their new generator, the 2000X. You may decide that's a good generator. It looks like a pretty good generator to me, but I haven't seen a whole lot of videos on it. The only videos I've seen on it are for Patriots, so I haven't seen anybody do a review. So keep that in mind. Um, I recommend waiting for a review, but if you can't wait for a review, I recommend EcoFlow Pro. I have an EcoFlow Pro, and it is awesome. That is what's running the heater in this pallet shed, or pallet studio. Right now, it's propane. I turned off the heaters. Um, the heaters are coming directly from the pump. It was 700 and I think 95 watts pulling out of the EcoFlow. And unfortunately, we don't have a lot of sun right now, so the EcoFlow is being charged by AC. Now, I have some ideas on charging the EcoFlow much faster than most people. Um, as you know, it can charge 120 or 240 on the AC plug. Now, you can do EV charging with an adapter. You have to buy the adapter. And you can plug in straight to an EV charger that's 50 amp, 50 kilowatts or lower. Now, it won't charge at 50 kilowatts. It'll charge at 3 because it has a protection circuit built in. Or something else I'm going to try using the dryer outlet, the dryer plug, which is 240. But I had to buy a couple adapters because they don't make one straight from that, what I have to what I need for the AC. But once you have the right adapters, it'll charge 300 watts. I mean, 3,000 watts. 3 kilowatts. Just like a car charger, the EV charger. Now, the great thing about the EV charger is you can go there. A lot of them are free for 2 hours. Close to me, it's good for 45 minutes. But if I go to the mall, it's 2 hours. And I can charge it fully in an hour and a half. An hour if I go the full 3,000 watts. But it's not good to charge at the full power. It reduces the life capacity generator. So I recommend charging at lower speed. Maybe 1,800 watts is what it's set for 120 AC. It's 1,800 watts. And not going any faster than that. Even if you have a 240 outlet. But in the case of California and a rolling blackout, charging at 3,000 watts when you have it is ideal. You get your generator charged fully in a shorter period of time, just in case. Okay. I will talk more into this, more in detail at good night, everybody. And good prepping. Okay?